Hello everybody, Gannon here, joined by Dylan.
Hello everybody.
Hello Dylan. And this is going to be the chapter 986 review of One Piece. This chapter is titled My Name. This chapter was fucking sick because things are actually kicking off. It's crazy. Like, it's super crazy.
Insane.
So we didn't have a cover story last time. The last cover story we got was 2 chapters ago, and it was... I don't remember this dude's name.
Pound?
Pound. He was, like, crying in front of Lola and Chiffon, and they both looked very surprised. Perhaps he came on too strong, or I don't know what's going on, because the bottom that actually kind of slightly describes what's going on, at least where I'm reading it, it's in French.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand what's really going on, but it seems that the Beige ship is leaving, and Pound is very upset. Perhaps Pound came on a little bit too strong, and they're running away from him.
Perhaps.
Or it's just time for them to go, and he's sad about that.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, let's get to the actual chapter, because this is where the bread and butter is. The first panel here, Kinemon and Denjiro, who are actually very tall characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're like between 9 and 11 feet tall, something crazy. Looking very, very serious. They're huffing and puffing. And then at the bottom, we see the first instance of what we very much wanted to happen last time we reviewed. Kanjuro's down.
He is down.
Kanjuro's down for the count.
Down for the
now,
count.
I know people in my Discord have been kind of doubting that he's actually dead. People are under the impression that perhaps it's an ink clone. I don't think so. I think that if this moment is going to have any significant meaning, I would very much like Kanjuro to be either heavily defeated, or like actually defeated, or I would prefer him to be dead.
I would also prefer him to be dead.
There's something almost poetic in, even though Kanjuro the whole time was a traitor, there's something almost poetic in having to strike down somebody you've known basically your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at him down on the ground, snow falling. Kanjuro, no, not Kanjuro, Kinemon and Denjiro, backs turned to him. They have to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see Raizo crying, along with...
Kikunojo.
Kikunojo. So they're both crying, so it's pretty much tough on everybody what they just had to do.
Depressing moment for them all, because Kanjuro was their longtime friend and ally, and even though he was a traitor, it still hurts to have to finish off a person you've been friends with basically your whole life.
But then again, Kanjuro super deserves it, because
obviously,
there's no redemption for Kanjuro. He literally behaved the way he did the entire time because he's an actor with really no soul or personality to himself. He had no purpose in life, and the Kurozumi clan, his connection to it, and his connection to Orochi was really all he had. So he played that part, and he played the rest of the Red Scabbards like a fucking flute.
That is true. And this chapter is amazing, but this is the only part of this chapter that I'm a little tiffed about. And it's the fact that his death was off-screened, right? We didn't see him actually die. We just see Kiku go at him, and then we go here, and it's him down. But I'm assuming that it will obviously be shown later on, and that is if he is dead, which I also think he is dead, because I think it's like a good start for the raid on Onigashima, the first battle that they've concretely won. I think it'd be good if it was this one. But I'm assuming it will get shown at some point. I hope it does, at least.
Perhaps in a flashback.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Perhaps it might even be fleshed out in the anime. And also, I could understand why you'd be slightly disappointed about that. But I feel like it's almost appropriate here, Dylan, for this to be off-screen. Because there's a gap in between the chapter and the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And something really needs to kind of happen superficially within that gap to give it the kind of effect that it does. And also, the way Oda's trying to illustrate this, he's really trying to make this quite the sentimental moment. And I think the fact that the Red Scabbards can look down at somebody who's a traitor and an enemy and still cry for him is a contrast between the morality of, the people who fight for righteousness and the people who are evil.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what they're trying to flesh out right there. Izo, who we have also got to continue to remind ourselves is a man. Kinemon does a little, dabs him up, sorry. Don't want to use the wrong pronouns, 2020. They're like, yeah, this is a good place to take a last stand, wouldn't you agree? I've escaped from much worse. All right, let's hurry. And down at the bottom of that panel, you could see just, like, everything that's fucked up. Like, they literally, every force that Kanjuro produced that was there to defend against the oncoming Scabbards was just absolutely destroyed. So it really does tell you something about the Samurai's collective strength. Because individually, there are some characters here who are powerhouses. And individually, all these characters are almost top tier. Like, they're, like, top tier New World individuals. So their combined strength has got to be something monstrous. Kaido is now talking about his speech, and he's giving a speech to, like, the ninja and the samurai of Wano, and he's like, okay, we learned last chapter that they're actually making a move for the One Piece. Momonosuke's tied up on like a cross-type beat, and he's about to be executed. Orochi's head is on the floor, and the fact that they're even going and panning over to the Orochi head at this point kind of solidifies the fact that he's not dead. And go ahead.
I don't know, because last chapter I like 100%, like not 100%, but like I mostly agreed with you that I didn't think he was dead. But I don't know. There's just something that like I really couldn't tell you like if he's dead or not, because I really truly don't know what to think with that. Like you're like with his whole
Dylan here. No, I'll tell you what to think. I'll tell you what to think right now. All right. Okay. Why the fuck would they create a character like Orochi and give him a devil fruit like the one he has for him to die right here for no reason?
Exactly. That's what leads me to believe that he's 100% not dead.
He's 100% coming back. I had people in my Discord saying, oh, Kanjuro and Orochi are coming back. Kanjuro's hopefully dead as fuck.
Yeah,
if he's not dead, that's going to be lame. I want Kanjuro to be dead as a brick, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think that, like, I think we talked about this in the last review, but I don't think, like, Kaido killed him knowing he would come back, if that makes any sense, because of how he's speaking to Orochi's men, like, as we see in the, like, next couple panels, Kujo, telling them to join his side and to, like, say goodbye to Orochi. And then we see Kujo saying that the Wano's ninja is with him, and then Hote saying the samurai are with him. I feel like if Kaido were to kill Orochi knowing he would come back, I feel like that might put a bit of a dent in his plan to have Orochi's forces join his side, because when Orochi's forces see Orochi is alive, they would, like, instantly think, oh, this Kaido guy isn't really that strong. You know what I mean?
This is what I'm thinking, Dylan. I'm thinking that everybody in this situation is completely ignorant to how Orochi's fruit
that's
works.
What I'm thinking. That's what I'm
possibly
thinking.
Even Orochi, because, dude, it's not every day you get your fucking head cut off. And another thing is that these people aren't that loyal to anybody. You can tell that they're all kind of fucking slimy. It's even further evidenced by the fact that
Hyogoro.
Yeah, Hyogoro on the bottom pops. He's saying, have you all forgotten about the Warriors Code? These people are going to be aligned with whoever the victor is, whoever the strongest person is,
exactly.
who's going to keep them employed, dude. These people don't have any moral compass. They don't care about any of that shit. So they could see Orochi get revived and literally see him come out and be like, men, come help me. Like, they're not going to come to his aid. They're going to come to whoever the strongest person in charge is, and right now it's evidently Kaido.
It is Kaido.
All right, so yeah, like you're saying, Fukuro, Kujo, Hote, they're like, okay, all of Wano's forces are now loyal to Kaido. Nami and Carrot are in Big Mom's custody once again, but because of how villains work in like fiction, they don't decide to exterminate them on the spot. They have to hold them for some reason. Big Mom's been painted out as this character who's really like ready dead ass to kill anybody, but the moment you get a Straw Hat in your custody, yeah, let's just keep
people
them alive.
that ruined your reputation or like slandered it.
Literally the people who have committed the worst offenses to you possible. Like, I feel like Yonko have killed people for way lesser things, but...
She literally has killed people for not attending her tea parties.
Yeah, like
has
obviously...
sent, like, their, like, family members' heads to the people that haven't attended, like, her tea parties. Like,
if you get an invitation to Mama's tea party, you have to go, or it means death. But then it's like, oh yeah, Nami came to your island, fucked your shit up, literally stole a part of your soul. And now they're just, like, chilling. But here we are. Shinobu. Dude, Shinobu has a devil fruit. I just learned this recently. Did you know this?
Oh, yeah. It was shown off back when Kaido, like, destroyed Odin's castle, that she had a devil fruit. Because I'm pretty sure it's, like, it decays things, if I remember correctly. That might not be it, but I think that's what it is.
And also,
because
does
she,
her
dug
devil
a hole
fruit
in the
have...
ground for them all to escape.
Does her devil fruit also... I don't know, dude. I feel like perhaps it also has the ability to affect her appearance in some way. But maybe that's just... maybe that's just from, like, panels I've seen. I'm probably a bit confused on that. I need to go check the wiki later. Kaido... He's got all of his goons up there, dude. The big three. His commanders look so cool. Mm-hmm. Him and his commanders look really cool all lined up next to each other. Wano's Shogun and Samurai army are no more. He goes to Momonosuke, and he's like, an incompetent brat like you couldn't possibly Kozuki Oden's son. If you say you aren't his son, like, then this execution will be canceled immediately. Which is very strange coming from Kaido. Mm-hmm. Perhaps Kaido weirdly does have some underlying compassion, or maybe he is almost a man of principle in some cases. Like, he's really a wild card of a character. You really don't know what this guy wants or what his motives are at any one time. Like, I mean, you did murder Kozuki Oden, like, unhonorably and just shot him in the face. Why are you giving this random kid a chance to just, like, stop this execution? It seems like you made this whole spectacle in front of your men, too. It seems like you gotta go through with it at this point. And then he's like, what is your name? And Momonosuke talks to himself a little bit. And then we pan over back to Luffy and Yamato. Yamato's quite the cutie. Mm-hmm. Definitely probably going to be, like, hotter than Nami.
I agree.
Yeah. She's going to get a costume change. She's going to be hotter than Nami. I've never been a Nami fanboy. You know I'm Nico Robin.
Yeah, Team Robin.
To the grave.
Go.
Team Robin to the grave. Now, Luffy uses the advanced emission technique to break the cuffs off of Yamato, and it is learned that those cuffs were actually armed, because Yamato is always doubting whether they were armed or not, because, you know, Kaido did put him on there, and he is her father, so she was always in doubt, but it's been confirmed, hey, if you left the island, you were straight up gonna die. Kaido doesn't really care about you. At the activity hall, we see... That's page 1, right?
The guy on the right? No, that's Who's Who.
Who's Who? Oh, dude, I'm embarrassing myself, dude. I'm embarrassing myself. I need to stop this. That's Who's Who. He really interests me.
Yeah, I agree. I like, out of all of the Toby Roppo, Who's Who interests me, like, the most out of all of them.
Especially because the runner-up for the most interesting one was the Fishman dude, and he was tied up and embarrassed by Denjiro. And then I'd say that the third one I'm interested in is Black Mirror. Black Mirror, because she's hot. And I would really like to see her have some sort of aquatic fruit, because, you know, I think she's like a Loki, a giant mermaid. I would love to see her have some prehistoric aquatic fruit. Who's Who? If we're going to be in an ideal situation, because his crew is kind of cat-themed, I would very much like him to have the saber-tooth cat fruit.
That would be... Yeah, I would like that, too. That'd be really cool.
If his crew is just cat themed for no reason, then I will also have another weird layer of respect for him. Either way.
I highly doubt this is like just straight off the dome, no supporting evidence behind this, right? But when I saw like how he has that like the Catwoman next to him, right? It reminded me of a character, right? Way at the beginning of the series, like East Blue beginning, right? You know who that character is? Kuro. Captain Kuro.
Kuro.
And
I was gonna say
it just kind of made me think like I said, I don't believe this at all, right? Just let me put that out there. But how, like, I think it'd be kind of cool if like a character from that far back, who's like basically been forgotten, were to reappear in the new world and be like super strong. I think that'd be really cool. Do I think that's who it is? Hell no.
I don't. Yeah, who's definitely not Captain Kuro.
Definitely not.
But Captain Kuro is my favorite East Blue antagonist, and I think I ranked him number 1 in my East Blue antagonist arc video.
Really.
And Captain Kuro is the best. I liked the story surround. I liked Syrup Village. I really liked that arc. It was kind of fun, and Captain Kuro is a good villain. And I want Captain Kuro or Don Krieg to come back. One of those two has to come back.
Captain Kuro to come back over Don Krieg.
But here's the thing. I'm just saying, like, it either needs to be Don Krieg or Captain Kuro. I don't fucking care about Arlong or anybody else, for that matter, from the East Blue arc. They can just go and fuck off. Anyways, Chopper and Usopp are appropriately together in the general Frankie tank. And then they're just, like, they're grouping up with the gang. Everybody's heading towards this kind of focal point. You see Page One's sister, who is named
Ulti.
Thank you, Dylan. It's just because I'm a tad bit fried, if I'm going to be honest. But, yeah, no. So, in this translation, it says Kanta, and then it's cut off by this dude's, like, slashed. I assume he's going to say contact, like, contact somebody. The samurai, this is the most jock moment. It pans over to Zoro, and, Law is a disappointment. We don't talk about him. So, Kid and Zoro and Law, little panels of them, they're down in, like, the main area, like, fucking up just, like, regular normies. And they're approaching Momonosuke. It seems like everybody's approaching Momonosuke right now, and there's going to be this huge climactic thing going on. The samurai are all rushing together. Momonosuke pans back to him, and he remembers Luffy and his proclamation to become Pirate King, and that inspires him to proclaim that he is Momonosuke Kozuki, and he's going to become the Shogun of Wano. And he also has a little flashback of his father Odin, and he learns the meaning of his name. Kaido's very shocked, and he looks almost pissed when he says this, which is pretty cool that a little kid can incite that in Kaido. So yeah, he's talking to himself, and he's saying like, "Oh, don't cry, warriors don't cry," and all this uninteresting stuff. Momonosuke's he can't be that much of an interesting character to me because he is just a useless child who's kind of thrown around. And the only thing that he's really got going for him is his bloodline, and then he also has the voice of all things. To a degree. And a large explosion comes off. It is Yamato's cuff, which means they're literally, like, it looks like it's right next to Big Mom. So, actually, what I think happened is that they're farther away from the explosion than they are, and Luffy threw the cuffs, and that's where they landed. So they're not right next to Big Mom. So, yeah, Yamato's really upset. She's crying because she now realizes that...
Could we go back to that real quick, to what you said about how you don't think they're right next to Big Mom? I actually don't think that's the case, because if you look down a little bit...
I see. I see. They're literally right below the platform.
I feel like in the way this appears, it looks like they're like not next to Big Mom, but like more so like in front of Big Mom, and like Luffy seemed to have like thrown the cuffs like behind them.
Yeah. No, you're right, Dylan. The reason I thought that they weren't in the crowd is because in my translation I'm reading it says the decisive battle is about to start, but without us, leading me to believe that they were like slightly away from the area where all this shit was going down. But all that means is that like Luffy's not up there going for the opening hit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, you are right. They are down in the plaza. Yamato is like crying. It's very funny how she cries. Her mouth is fucking ginormous. Looks like she's about to divorce somebody. And yeah, she realizes that Kaido was really deadass about to kill her if she left the island. And she's like, "Oh, you're not my father anymore at all." So yeah, that was pretty easy. What a really fucking convenient character introduction. Like, oh, here's this really strong character who just comes out of the blue and like hates Kaido, what has an allegiance to Luffy for like some weird reason. What a convenient Straw Hat placement, dude. That happened really quick too.
It did.
You always assume when a Straw Hat joins that they're gonna like join throughout, like they're gonna meet at the start of the arc and throughout the span of the arc. Then they decide to become a crewmate. But here it really was just like, okay, we get what's going on here. Let's run it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now here's where everything just like
here's when shit
it starts getting so fucking sick, Dylan. It gets so sick. Kaido looks really cool in like most all panels, by the way. Mm-hmm. It's really awesome to see him because the dude's deadass ginormous. He's up there, and again, it's confirmed that Jack is actually the biggest among all of them.
I was just about to say that he is definitely the biggest.
And the first commander is the smallest. It's weird, but I mean, obviously entirely possible. So all of the scabbards bust through the door behind Kaido. It's crazy. It's crazy that they were able to get up to this point. Like, it actually worked out for them. Like, how can Kaido and them be so fucking clueless? They don't care. They're so clueless. Like, any small bit of preparation. That's probably why they had to get rid of Orochi at this moment in time. Right? Before this happened. Because Orochi's the only one who's kind of bugging about the scabbards. Any evidence that the scabbards are alive or there's any threat to his ultimate plan, he's like biting his fingers. He's fucking tweaking. So that's definitely why he needed to be like submissed and kind of tossed aside for the moment. But King, obviously, dude, the coolest. The first commanders are always the coolest.
Obviously.
I'm so excited to see what this motherfucker can do.
I'm very excited for King as well.
Because we know his Devil Fruit, but really, like, knowing a zone user's Devil Fruit means nothing. When you have to see it in action. Like, I get he's like a low-key, like, pterodactyl, but not... He's like a Petrodon.
I think. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Peridon or something like that. But yeah, the red scabbards, he's surprised where the hell did they come from. And then the mink rulers, they're alive. Yeah, Jack, you're kind of shit, bro. Couldn't even kill them. And then here's where, dude, like, I'm actually cooming in my pants.
Oh, yeah.
Izo uses a gun to shoot the katana out of King's hand, which has got to be like a feat, bro. To shoot a weapon out of a first commander's hand at a moment of, like, really, really... It's just high tenseness. Like, King's obviously, like, this isn't his first time around the block. He's got to be ready to get that weapon, and Izo shoots it out, bro. That's some King shit right there. That is some King shit. Raizo over here looking like he's ready to do some jutsu, weirdly. But you'll see later he, like, has a sword in the next panel, so it's a bit strange. Yeah, no, that's weird. Look. When they're rushing out the door behind Kaido, Raizo has a sword in his hand, and then it pans to Raizo, and then he has like a scroll, and he's doing, that is the ram.
Jutsu.
Yeah, that's the ram sign. That's the signal for ram, I know that. And Kawamatsu looks really cool. I think Kawamatsu's one of the weaker scabbards, but he is one of the cooler looking ones. Okay, so apparently these panels were also too... awesome for Dylan's dog to handle because he started going crazy, so we had to take a little bit of a pause right there, but we're back. And yeah, no, Izo shoots the dope-ass sword out of King's hand, and in that panel, you can see that there's a very lack of detail from that sword. I feel like there's going to be more detail later. I feel like a lot of these swords have to have like names and identifications, and if they don't, I'll be a little bit disappointed because this is definitely a sword arc.
Yeah, if like Katakuri's trident could have a name, I definitely think King's like katana is gonna have a name.
Yeah, especially since this dude's kit also revolves around him like setting himself on fire, I believe. Cat Viper kicks the club out of Kaido's hand, which is also an insane feat on its own. And then he says, you, Kiroshiro. So he notices Kiroshiro and Denjiro. And you can see here, like, discard your wits, put your life on this single blow. And Kaido's like, as if your swords would hurt me. He's, like, jocking up. And he has a flashback of Odin coming in for, like, the killing blow on him. And his eyes perk up. And you notice it's like, this is the real fucking deal here.
Yeah, like, this isn't a time to, like, be fucking around, getting drunk, having a jolly good time. Like, this is real shit.
Like, he honestly doesn't think that those knives are going to cut him. But they are. I feel like they are. And I feel like Kaido might get wounded from that. Significantly, I don't know. We'll definitely have to see the next
I also
chapter.
don't know about that one. I think it'd be really cool to see that even after having, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It seems like 5 of the 9 are all going just specifically after Kaido. It seems that Kawamatsu and Izo are, like, handling King, and Inarashi and Kikunojo are handling somebody else off to the side, which I assume is Queen.
The way it looks like to me is that Izo and Kawamatsu are dealing with the left, and that's King, and then I think it's just Duke Dogstorm alone there dealing with the other, and I think Kikunojo is heading for Kaido as well. So I think there's deadass, like, because here's the thing, like, Cat Viper has claws, right? I'm really not counting this dude to deal anything significant. I'm looking at the boys with the samurai swords, and we got 5 samurai swords heading for Kaido's chest. And then that's the end of the chapter. We see them actually doing a blow substantial enough to... It looks like they're digging in there. Like, Denjiro and Kinemon are digging in there. Perhaps, like, a couple of the swords might not be strong enough. Like, perhaps Raizo's might not even go in. We don't know. We still don't know the crazy durability feats Kaido has up against something like this. I don't know. Because these are really, like, well-trained samurai who all have definitely some, like, deep, really good fucking hockey.
Yeah, I think after, like, I think in the next chapter, this, like event here, I think it's either gonna, like, boost, like, Kaido, like, how strong, like, we see Kaido to be, or it's gonna bring him down. If he doesn't get wounded by them, it's definitely, Kaido, like, that's gonna, like, show, like, damn, Kaido is, like,
Kaido's insane.
Strong as shit. But if it does wound him, it'll be kind of a moment where, like, wow, maybe they, like, really do have, like, a solid chance here.
Yeah, for sure. It's all gonna... Dude, I cannot wait for the next chapter. I hope they don't go on break. I hope they don't go... It doesn't...
I don't think they are, but there is some, like, on the scan we're reading, there is, like, some, like, untranslated Japanese in the bottom left, which could mean that there's a break, but I don't know. Hopefully there isn't.
Hopefully there isn't. There's not really much to talk about. Everything that happens right now is pretty cut and dry. Nothing even really much to analyze or pick out here. Not a lot of details I noticed. This chapter is pretty much like all action. Like, that samurai really just, like, rushing to go fuck this dude up. For literally, like, fucking up their entire home, killing their beloved leader, Kozuki Oden, and just fucking up their entire lives. They're literally putting their entire lives into a single blow, like it said. So hopefully, I would like to see it do some significant damage to Kaido. Something that will perhaps be a strain on him in the fights to come. Because, like, I feel like Kaido, like, in his, like, prime 100% healthy, has got to be fucking insane. But yeah, anything else you would like to mention, Dylan, before we wrap it up here?
I don't... Oh, no. There is one thing. Something I noticed.
What's up?
So, if you go to the page above that one, right? and you see how it says like you Kiyoshiro.
Yeah.
This is something I thought was really cool. If you look at like Denjiro's face, right, and you see how pissed off that dude is, and I feel like this is just an amazing moment because he's finally releasing all the rage and anger he's had built up like in him over the past 20 years. Because like this is the moment where he finally has a chance to take a strike at Kaido, and I just think it's really, really cool seeing like how pissed off he is.
Dude, really? Because this guy had to sit here for the whole. He had to like really soldier it out for the whole 20 years and like actually pretend to be somebody who he's not. Like he's made a very huge and ultimate sacrifice in the grand scheme of things.
MVP of this arc.
MVP, dude, and I can't wait to see him like fuck up some fodder. Also, the anime is just making it's just.
I also wanted to mention that too. Like,
anime's doing a great job right now, dude.
Amazing.
Give it a pat on the back, dude, because like I thought I saw that scene where Zoro ripped the scythe out of his arm and did the Purgatory Onigiri. I thought it was cool in the manga, dude. The way they made it seem in the anime, they made it seem like Zoro was like 3 times stronger than what I thought he was like doing in the manga, dude. It was so sick. Like they're juicing things in such a good way. They're juicing things up. It's so fucking sick. So I cannot wait to see Denjiro in the anime actually do some juiced up shit. So one of the very few times where I actually read One Piece, and I'm excited for the anime because the anime has been embarrassing and such a letdown for many years. Like all of Whole Cake was just embarrassing. Zoe, they need to go back and remaster Zoe. It was so bad. And then like there was the Duwangs definitely started in Dressrosa. But anyways, I think that's all there is to mention. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much, Dylan, for being here. Within the next couple of chapters, hopefully we'll have a guest to join us. So look forward to that. And yeah, if you liked the video, please leave a like on it. If you have anything you'd like to share or discuss with us, please leave it down in the comments below. I will be sure to get back to you. And if you're liking the content you see on the channel, I'd be very flattered if you were subscribe. And with that, I'm going to have to see you guys in the next one. Say goodbye.
Peace.
Bye-bye.